What's up, guys? Specstar here today with my team builder for the second battle of the NPL Tour. I'm going up here against Will, and he has got himself a team consisting of Mew, Tapu Fini, Mega Kangaskhan, Mamoswine, Muckalolan, Z Cobalion, Z Talonflame, Rotom, Druddigon, and Go-Go. So starting off this, I got Crocodile, and Crocodile actually provides interesting check to a few of his Pokemon, such as defensive variants of Mew, even Mamoswine, as I outspeed that thing and can KO it. Puts pressure whenever Muck comes in. Help me deal with Talonflame a little bit, having Rock Tomb. And really, it's an annoying Pokemon for him to switch into. It's a very solid breaker in this matchup, I find. So, nothing too unusual about the set there. Superpower, of course, to hit things like the Mamo, and Rock Tomb, of course, hit the Talonflame. Next up here, I've got a more weird set here in my Heatran, which is Stealth Rock, Magnum Storm, Flash Cannon, Roar. He doesn't have a bad Heatran matchup at all, but I really wanted to bring a good rocker this matchup, and I didn't want to force the move onto Crocodile because I thought Bandit was definitely the better variant for Crocodile in this game. So Heatran is going to be designed to help me get rocks up, and the air balloon really helps it accomplish that. Roar, among other things, helps me deal with a Mew that wants to set up. That thing could be annoying. It also helps me deal with bulkier variants of Talonflame if they wanted to be that kind of roost kind of set. Flash Cannon lets me catch Mamoswine with this thing if I did want to. It also hits Tapu Fini a little bit. And I went with Magnum Storm just because a lot of the things he has that switch in have a more annoying time dealing with Magnum Storm than they do with Fire Blast and moves like that, I found. So that is going to be my set there. I've got enough speed for Go-Go because that thing learns Earthquake, and I'm not getting stunted on like that. That would be a career ender, and my career has just begun, I hope. So I'm gonna go with that just to have my career not get ended here. Next up, I've got Gastrodon, and I've got the Sticky Hold Rocky Helmet. That's to allow me to check Muck while still keeping my Rocky Helmet to be able to check Kangaskhan as well with this Pokemon. I've got Earth Power and Scald, of course, just generic stab moves and recover. Clear Smog allows me to deal with Mew's setup a little bit. It could also help me a little bit with the Calm Mind Tapu Fini, which may opt to come or may not. Again, it helps me a little bit with Talonflame, and just, it's just kind of good for if things get too sticky. Mostly what I'm worried about is some kind of dual dance Mew, which helps me with a little bit. And I don't think I need too much explanation for the physically defensive variant. It's going to be my primary answer to Kangaskhan and Muck. It will help me deal with both of them. So next up here, I've got my Venusaur, and I'm actually going with max speed in this one. And I find that a speedy Venusaur is just more annoying for him to deal with. It's all the way max speed because that allows me to tie with Mamoswine, or if he's not fully speed invest with it, which he may not be if he doesn't expect Venusaur to run much speed, it allows me to outspeed it. And I've got here 2 stab attacks and Earthquake. Earthquake just allows me to hit things like Muck, like Cobalion, which I wouldn't otherwise be able to hit. And my dual stab is just pretty reliable for the remainder of the team. Of course, Synthesis just to keep this thing fat and healthy. And HP allows it to reliably switch in on a few things that it probably wouldn't if it didn't have that much investment. So, next up here, I'm going to have my Keldeo, and I'm going to run a Specs variant. This is another little bit of a breaker for me. I find that this Pokemon can be very annoying for him, especially if he has to come up with an offensive check for it outside of Talonflame. If I can wear down or get rid of Talonflame, then he really has a hard time revenging this thing. It would basically come down to probably Scarf Rotom if that did opt to come. And I'm going to have Hidden Power Grass on this thing, which allows me to cover a Tapu Fini switch in. I went with Grass in particular because I could bring this thing out on Mamoswine and click the Hidden Power Grass, which would cover Mamoswine staying in or Feeny coming in. And it's very nice to not have to make that kind of prediction there. So, of course I've got Surf and Hydro Pump just because sometimes you're going to want the power of Hydro Pump, sometimes you're going to want the accuracy of Surf. And in this matchup, I didn't really need another move. I could have stunted a little bit with Hyper Beam, but maybe not at this moment. So that's going to be my Keldeo here, bringing me down to my last Pokemon here, which is Latios. And Latios is a bit of a weird set here. I've got the Dragonium Z Draco and Shadow Ball, as this thing helps me deal with more offensive variants than Mew. Mew, generally, I would think it would, if it was picking its two moves and it was Dual Dance, it would probably be Earth Power and Psyshock or Aura Sphere and Psyshock, and Latios is able to wall that. Shadow Ball in this thing just helps me get in range of my Dragonium Z, which, of course, I don't want to spam Draco Meteor, lowering my attack. Special attack, should I say. Speaking of attack, though, I have quite a bit of attack investment, and that is the attack investment required for me to take down an Alolan Muck with max HP and no defense. So this allows me to, if he does bring an Assault Vest Alolan Muck, which I think it more likely would be than not, it allows me to a KO that thing if I predict it coming in, which I have a very high possibility of making that play, because it is seeming like the Pokemon that he would have this as initial to this. And of course I just put the rest into special attack and I have enough speed to outpace Galbalion. And that is going to be my team here. Just to recap, I've got Banded Crocodile, Balloon Rock Strand, Rocky Helmet, Sticky Hold, Gastrodon, Speedy with HP, Mega Venusaur, Specs Keldeo, and then my Dragonium Z Latios. So if you see this video, then the next video should probably be up the following day. And that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night.